Welcome back to Full Sail Live. My name is John Gregory, and as the NFL season is winding down, the AFC playoff race is coming down to the wire. With playoff implications on the line, every game matters in deciding who will secure home field advantage and that all-important first-round bye. Stick with us as we break down the path of the postseason and what it will take to finish on the top. The race for the AFC's number one seed is heating up with four powerhouse teams in the mix. The Kansas City Chiefs at 9-1 still lead the pack despite a recent loss to the Bills, but they face a tough stretch, including a Christmas Day showdown with the Steelers. Pittsburgh, sitting at 8-3, has transformed their offense with a dominant rookie O-line and have an elite defense, but they have the toughest remaining schedule. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills, with a record of 9-2, hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Kansas City Chiefs and boast the easiest schedule ahead. Don't count out the Baltimore Ravens, though. They're 7-4 with a balanced attack led by MVP Lamar Jackson and a solid defense. The path to the playoff runs through the trenches, and every game matters in this razor-tight race. Joining us now to talk about the AFC playoff race, good friend of the show, Thomas Ruiz. Thomas, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, John. I'm glad to be here, man.
Playoffs are just around the corner. AFC playoff race is tight as ever. Who is your pick to win the AFC?
John, I was really thinking about it. There's some very good teams in the AFC, and as you said, the playoff race is very close. But I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think they have the best player in football currently. We're talking about Lamar Jackson, who has right now close to 2,900 passing yards. He has 25 passing touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, which if you watch the games really weren't his fault. And that's not including his rushing stats, where he also is adding on 584 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Now, of course, when you're talking about the playoff race, you got to talk about the team in general. And I feel personally that the Baltimore Ravens have the best 1-2 punch in football. Talking about Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Because either you have to deal with one of the most elusive runners in football in Lamar, or a monster truck with speed in Derrick Henry.
Well, funny that you mentioned it, Thomas. My pick is actually the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Lamar Jackson is great. I'll give you that. He's maybe one of the most talented and special players I've ever seen. He can run the ball unlike any running back, any quarterback that's ever played, and his passing has really come along. But he really struggles against the Pittsburgh Steelers mightily. I mean, since he's come into his career, I think he's my stats don't track since the last game, but I believe it's 8 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, and he's 1-6 against the Steelers. And there's no other team that really matches up with him quite like him. I mean, the Steelers defense just does something to him. Their defense is dominant. They got TJ Watt. They got Minkah Fitzpatrick. They acquired Deshaun Elliott, and he's been a terror on defense. And their offensive line has improved. They've got Zach Frazier locking down the center position, and Mason McCormick has come around. And I think just along the road, the Steelers have what it takes offensively and defensively to really push for that number 1 seed and to make it to the Super Bowl. As the NBA season takes shape, the race to the finals is already sparking debate, with more and more strong contenders and superstars making their mark. The championship picture is starting to come into focus. Let's dive into some early contenders and explore who might be on track for a shot at the title. In the East, the finals race looks like a showdown between the Celtics, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and the surprising Cavaliers, who've turned heads with their young core and elite defense. The rest of the conference, let's just say, so far, it's a 2-horse race. Out west, it's a battle royale. The Thunder and Warriors lead the pack, but sleeper teams like the Suns with KD and Booker and the Grizzlies with Ja Morant back could shake some things up. And then there's Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, always lurking, ready to pounce with their MVP big man at the helm. This year's final chase is wide open and full of drama already. Thomas, with things heating up in the NBA, I would love to hear your take about who's going to come out of the East and the Western Conference. Are there any surprise teams? Let me hear it.
Honestly, John, right now, I don't think there's a surprise for the Eastern Conference. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to make it out. They're 16-1, the hottest team in basketball right now, and the team has made major improvements since last year. Evan Mobley has found his 3-ball, shooting 38% from the 3. Donovan Mitchell is playing like the best 2-guard in basketball in a league where we have Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards, for example. I do think if there is anything to worry about the Cleveland Cavaliers, it is their lack of playoff experience, however.
Good points. My pick's going to be the Boston Celtics. Went to the NBA Finals last season. They've got that playoff experience. I mean, this core has been together for a long time. They've been making playoff runs since Jason Tatum's rookie year. They have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, elite scoring, defense, and leadership. It's the best two-way team. They have a historic offensive rating last season and a top-tier defense. They're carrying it along this year as well. And not to mention, they have the best depth in the league. Who's your pick coming out of the West?
So the Western Conference is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors. My reasons why: they're the first seed currently right now, and this is with a Steph Curry who's not even playing at an MVP level. Curry is shooting 40% from the three. Buddy Hield's 40% from the three. Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins. These are just four players shooting 40% from the three. Golden State as a team are top 5 in scoring, rebounding, playmaking, and steals, with being top 10 in three-point percentage. I do think if there's anything to worry about Golden State is their size. The biggest player they have on their team is Kevon Looney, standing just at 6'9".
My pick for the Western Conference is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. First seed last season, almost made it out of the second round last year in the playoffs. They have insane depth. They added Alex Caruso. They added Isaiah Hartenstein. The defense is insane. They're number 1 in steals, number 1 in blocks, and defensive rating. They have maybe, if not the best one-on-one scorer in the world right now. He's a great leader. He's been with this team for about 6 years now. They love him. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be another MVP candidate this year. And that's why I believe the Thunder will make it all the way to the finals. That's all for tonight. A special thanks to Mr. Thomas Ruiz for joining the show. Be sure to leave a like and a follow. And join us tomorrow for more daily sports stories. For Full Sail Live, I'm John Gregory. See you next time.